Just imagine, you're running down an alleyway in the middle of a small town in Afghanistan. Bullets are flying around you, and the sand is making it incredibly hard to see. As you turn a corner, you're blinded by a bright light and intense heat. The next thing you know, you're on the ground in extreme pain. As your vision starts to get blurry, you feel someone stop beside you. They grab you, drag you to cover, and administer first aid. As your vision starts to clear, you get your first glimpse of your savior, a female. Women have served in the U.S. military for many years, and now it's time to give them the equal opportunity to serve in combat roles. As a female staff sergeant in the United States Air Force who is deployed to Afghanistan, I'm confident that we are ready. Today I will be speaking to you about the countries that currently allow women in combat, American women that have served on the front lines, and the steps the U.S. has taken to allow women to serve in combat. Currently, the U.S. bans women from serving on the front lines, but several nations around the world have survived the transition of women to the front lines. In a National Geographic News article, Anna Mulrine describes several nations that have opened their doors to women in combat. In 1989, Canada opened all roles to women with the exception of submarine service, but in 2000 that ban was lifted. In 2003, they saw their first female deputy commander of a combat arms unit. Currently, 15% of the Canadian military is female, and 2% serve in combat roles. In 2001, Germany opened their doors. This saw a large increase in female enlistments. As of 2009, approximately 800 women serve in combat roles. Norway was the leader. They were the first NATO nation in 1985 to open all roles to women, which included submarine service. In 2012, Colonel Ingrid Gerd was the commander of Norwegian forces in Afghanistan. Now that we know this process has been successfully implemented by other countries, I'll tell you why this should be more widespread with two American examples. Ann Scott Tyson wrote an article for the Washington Post in 2005 entitled "Soldier Earns Silver Star for Her Role in Defending Ambush." She described the exploits of Sergeant Leanne Hester, who on March 20, 2005, encountered an ambush in Baghdad. She was in a convoy with another group of military police when a group of 50 insurgents opened fire. She and her team leader stormed 2 trenches, and she was credited with killing 3 of the enemy. For her actions, she was awarded the first Silver Star for a female with valor since World War II. In a second article by Ann Scott Tyson, she describes PFC Monica Brown. She was her unit's only medic, even though there were restrictions in place from her doing so. But on April 25, 2007, she and her group were returning from a search for a Taliban leader. One of the vehicles ran over an IED. She and another soldier ran through fire to provide first aid. She dragged this person to cover and then proceeded to cover that body from incoming mortars. For her exploit, she was given the second Silver Star. U.S. women have proved their worth on the front lines, and recently the U.S. has taken steps to lift this ban. In a New York Times article by Elizabeth B. Miller and Tom Schenker, they describe the steps the Pentagon is taking. As of January 2013, 20,000 women have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. As of 2012, 800 women have been injured and 130 killed. The Secretary of Defense, Leon Panetta, in January 2013, made the decision to try to lift the ban on women in combat. This was based on the recommendation of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Chairman General Martin Dempsey agreed that it was time to end this exclusion. The branches all have 3 years to research and decide what the steps will be. They have to make a plan for the jobs that will be open to women. If they plan not to open a job to women, they must explain why and apply for an exemption. I have given you the facts of women joining and entering into combat. Few countries have lifted this ban, with others slowly realizing that it is a mistake to prevent women from serving how they choose. Many people have based their decision on their assumptions of others, so please take this information to expand your knowledge and decide for yourself.